And you are looking live at the Senate floor, where lawmakers are preparing to vote on a resolution that would limit President Trump's military action in Venezuela. It initially appeared enough Republicans were ready to support the bill, but now it's expected to fail. And Taurean Small joins us from Capitol Hill with an explanation as to why that may be. Taurean, walk us through this. The motion to advance to final consideration of this bill, a key procedural hurdle, as they say in print, passed last week, 52 votes, which meant 5 Republicans were joining the Democrats. Now it sounds like at least some of those Republicans are going to vote with GOP leadership to set this aside for now, at least. Not necessarily kill it, but stuff it in a drawer somewhere until a later day.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to that initial vote. The reason why this only required a simple majority is because this War Powers resolution was fallen or put under the category of a privileged resolution, meaning that it only required a simple majority. Now we're seeing that there's this effort by Republican leadership, in addition to helping the president and to sway the minds of those 5 Republicans, to put forth a point of order that would change that designation from a privilege point. The leader, and John Thune, saying that the reason why for this change in his mind is because there are no ongoing hostilities. Senator Josh Hawley was one of those 5 who was quite surprising in his support for that resolution with Democrats. The reason why is because he said he wanted this to be a prospective move. He didn't want the administration to move forward, even though he supported the president's previous actions. He didn't want it to move forward with even more hostilities without the approval of Congress. He told us during this week that he's had conversations with the president and members of the administration. They gave him guarantees that there will be no boots on the ground in Venezuela. That is enough in his mind to support this point of order. The problem, though, is they'll need to get one other Republican that previously defected from the party to change their minds. That could be Senator Todd Young, the Republican from Indiana. He was also a part of the president's tirade saying that he needs to be primaried for deciding to vote with Democrats on that. Whether or not he changes his mind, we'll be watching to see once that vote finally does happen on the floor, Ed.
I think we have a look at the 5 Republicans who voted with the Democrats there. You mentioned Todd Young of Indiana, Josh Hawley of Missouri, with Susan Collins of Maine. There they are. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, and Rand Paul of Kentucky, who was on the Senate floor a few minutes ago, urging everyone to hold firm to the votes they took last week and allow this resolution to be passed at some point. So they're going to potentially here tonight now vote to table this, put it aside. It could be revived, though, at a later point, right?
Right, it could. And then there's also this parallel effort happening in the House. Representative McGovern and Republican Thomas Massie of Kentucky put forth a bipartisan War Powers resolution. If that gets enough bipartisan momentum, that could also go the way of this. That would require a simple majority, so the ball will be back in the Senate's court. But ultimately, though, it appears Republican leadership on the Senate side is trying to increase that threshold to make it harder for Democrats to get their way over the president. Listen, bipartisan lawmakers on both sides of the chamber have expressed their concern with the president not seeking congressional authorization, but also not informing them. There was a moment right after the capture of Maduro that Senator Susan Collins of Maine said that she was quite frustrated that she heard about it belatedly. She said that lawmakers should always be in the know, even if the concern from the administration is about potential leaks. We'll see where that goes from here. But again, we're still watching Senator Todd Young. He'll be a key vote in whether or not Republicans will be successful in their efforts to table this for now, Ed.
All right. Taurean Small helping us with the Senate floor play-by-play tonight. We thank you, sir. We'll be monitoring that vote. Maybe they'll air the Senate vote on the CBS News 24/7 second stream, The Deuce. We'll see. You should check it out if you can toggle over in that direction if you're interested, folks.